Hello once again. This is our third episode of AIC Quick Talk, our quick look into the latest happenings in the insurance industry in Southeast Asia. I'm your friend Junep Ocampo from the Philippines, and today we will interview the new chairman of the General Insurance Association of Indonesia, or AAUI. From Jakarta, please welcome Mr. Hastanto Sri Marji Widodo. Hi there, Pak Widodo. How is the impact of COVID-19 to the general insurance industry in Indonesia?
Okay, so if you're asking about the COVID impact in Indonesia, especially for the general insurance, two drivers actually on the insurance business of Indonesia. One is the car and the MV portfolio, motor vehicle portfolio. We see that on the second quarter, we see a lot of decrease. It is 16%. Why it is decreasing so heavily? Because if you look at the car manufacturing output during April, May, June, and July, the numbers of production it's still way beyond what we actually produced last year. So like this July, we only produced around like 24,000 motor vehicle in Indonesia, while last year is almost 120,000 motor vehicle. So the delivery of motor vehicle being able to be purchased by customer is doesn't exist here. The other part is actually also that we see the decrease in the insurance is on the hotel or business related to leisure. See, the hotel occupancy ratio, despite that we have quite some improvement already on the domestic part, for the international part, you can see that even though that the current occupancy ratio of the hotel is already like 26% or half compared to what it is happening last year, the occupation ratio of the hotel in Bali, which is on the red line, is still like 2.57%. So this is a very big impacting very deep in the hospitality business, especially for the international market tourism. Yeah. So the other part, which is also challenging, is on the credit insurance, because most credit insurance was sold as a multi-years product. So we have a 6.1% decrease of production in second quarter 2020. But the claim itself, it actually growing up by 16.3%. So the increase of non-performing loan and non-performing finance is actually start showing out impact in our book plan. So two things, credit insurance is one product that we book a multi-year production. So decrease might not related to decrease in claim. So decrease in production will have no impact at all on the claim. Yeah. So these three significant area that we currently really looking at the current situation, and we working quite rapidly with the regulator to address many issues. Yeah. On the banking, we also working out together with the regulator, and on March we are able to push for the insurance relaxation on the regulation, as well as on the leasing and banks relaxation in terms of non-performing loans, asset valuation, that kind of stuff. So this is how big is the challenge. So the question is how big we will decreasing until at the end of the year. I mean the forecast itself. It's kind of be hard to actually looking at or forecasting the real number that we will have, because like now we see that it's 6.1 percent decrease compared to 5.3 decrease in GWP. That will actually give you indication that what is the forecast of the end of year numbers decrease of the premium decrease. It's really depending on how the GDP actually will perform, domestic and domestic product. Yeah. But another challenge is looking at the occupancy ratio decrease of the of the hospitality business. It might put another pressure in terms of policy cancellation from those industry. Currently, we're seeing around like 20% of the premium actually coming out from commercial area, which is hotels or mall. If there was severely hit, then they might cancel their policy. It means that we will see another decrease in terms of premium throughout the end of the year. I think that will give you a clearer picture of what we actually facing out for the end of the year, especially in Indonesia.
Thank you, Pak Widodo. Do you see opportunities in this crisis?
Okay, the opportunity, well, like in China's character, right? The crisis composed of two characters, which is a danger and opportunity. So if you're able to mitigate the danger, then you will be able to get the opportunity. Two things. First, that we are forced to have a digital transformation. So people previously be reluctant to digital transformation, like it or not, they have to transform themselves to a digital transformation of their how to do business. So at least we have a forced digital transformation of the whole infrastructure, insurance infrastructure, and then we start seeing that local insurance, even a bit traditional ones, start to functioning with the remote working already. Myself, in Asuransi Bintang, I already declared that we will have the work from home forever. So this is the new working model, which will be permanently executed. So I think we will go to another level of efficiency. So cannot work with the current model, and everybody was forced to do it. And then there will be other people who will be surviving. If they survive, they will be on another level of efficiency in terms of the operating model. So I think it's a good part. But on the sales part, it's a bit challenging because some still have the old paradigm of doing business, which is actually cutting, giving out more commission, and then getting lower and lower, but on the margin. But that won't be a sustainable approach. So we'll see that in 2021 there will be a lot of things happening. So especially we will have a lot of things in Indonesia, which is people transforming themselves into agricultural business. So people who was fired from the office actually went back to their countryside, and then start to doing agricultural business. So some for their local own consumption, but some already start to being sold. So, and then that's one area that we actually registering growth in terms of GDP. Yeah, the GDP increase, the GDP decrease actually part of that was mitigated by the increase on the GDP on the agricultural side. From AIUI, we have an initiative right now. We are lucky that in terms of Indonesia, we are covered by NOAA satellite data, so we are able to get all the soil moisture information almost real time. It is on daily basis, mostly from all places from Indonesia. So if we are aligning those, and then AIUI will be a producer of the soil moisture index for all area in Indonesia, then we could come up with agricultural insurance index, the one that been successfully run in Mozambique. So instead of directly ensuring the crop result, we will ensuring whether if there's a drought, I mean the soil moisture is lower compared to the one optional to optimum for the growth of the agriculture. So we start to think about this. This is one when the current crisis actually push us to go to technology. The other part is this is the same. This is the model that we currently trying to develop. So AIUI is an association trying to develop technology-based information for the advanced real insurtech, because currently the insurtech that was registered in regulator is 90% is like a marketplace for insurance. So it's not insurtech, it's a broker tech.
Broker.
Yeah, broker tech. So we want to have the real insurtech by deploying real technology. The other thing is actually that one thing the opportunity might go is the fact that people don't want to go to the hospital right now, because hospital was only used for the COVID. So telemedicine is one part that actually improved quite heavily. Even the compound annual growth rate was expected to be like 17%. Those was mostly because of now the Ministry of Health actually already have the e-health policy framework for telemedicine, also the regulation related to telemedicine. So insurance should immediately to go to also embracing to this telemedicine. So this is area that we will actually also link up to them as well. So there's two opportunity that we have to at least that we could work on. Yeah.
Oh, those are very promising opportunities. But do you see also lessons to be learned from this pandemic?
Yeah. One thing, I just appointed as the AIUI chairman, as also Dewan Asuransi, the Chamber of Insurance Chamber in Indonesia on last March, the same time as the lockdown started. So during that time, that we AIUI as an association of a very old industry, we are able to transform ourselves into a fully digital run association, in terms that up until now we never have a physical meeting at all. So we start using a Zoom meeting since last March, as well as starting using the electronic signature, those kind of stuff. So lesson learned, a good thing about the crisis, that if you actually taking out the role for the crisis leadership role, then you will have people, because it is on the crisis, that people will follow you easily, and then you have a lot of things that you can actually push on to enhance or develop the market further during this crisis. So so far we have a lot of webinars, and then the engagement of our member is very, very high, because we also as a crisis leader, that we do a lot of collaborated effort in terms of like we have a joint collaboration between General Insurance Association and also the Association of Multi-Finance, combining together that we work to construct a special product for credit reconstruction, and then push the licensing. Even this is for the first time that the regulator actually publishing a license, a product license for all of our members as a collective effort, especially for those credit reconstruction. So I think that's one thing that the lesson learned from this crisis, that if somebody actually take the leadership role on this crisis, then you will have so many people actually following, and you can have a lot of things implement without lot of well, politics or that diplomatics lah, because simply this is a emergency situation. And then even the collaboration between association, we I think within like a week or two, General Insurance Association and Life Insurance Association and Syariah Insurance Association will have the first combined webinar. We're doing it together. Because, yeah, and then AIUI we actually like kind of lead them to this. Yeah, so because we have to have the Syariah business unit, which is currently only a subunit in the conventional insurance, need to be spin off. There's a regulation related to that. But it seems that we just found out that like last week, it seems that most management in many insurance did not understand, doesn't understand the consequences of this regulation at all. So instead of doing like three seminar for a webinar for three association, then we will just do it as a single go. So that kind of collaboration, it wasn't, it never happened before. Yeah, so we I think during this crisis we have a lot of good thing happening. It's tough, but we have a lot of things happening, and then we're progressing a lot.
That combined webinar is very interesting and will truly be a first in history. What other webinars are you planning to do?
Yeah, well, we are planning to have a lot of strategic webinar, which is we will have a CEO gathering, I think in October. Also, we'll try to combine those with reinsurance market review, because the market is hardening. So, and then we couldn't have our the Indonesian rendezvous, the Bali rendezvous, which is used for treaty negotiation. So we will just have it online webinar that people also will join and then get the update. Also updating for the current condition, which is quite tough.
Final question, Pa Widodo. As the new head of AAUI, do you have any words for your colleagues to encourage them during these interesting times?
I think with the current crisis that we have, like WHO Director General said that there will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future. So, like it or not, the way that we have to survive this condition, because this is a viral crisis and then the viral economic crisis. So if we want to survive with that, we have to wait until we able to get the vaccine for this virus. In the meantime, digital transformation, it's not an option for us to change. And then also that bearing in mind that the general insurance will live from a safety release of reserve, I think the current situation, the most important thing is actually to manage our cash flow as well as our liability. I mean, if it is better for us to stop selling insurance and start live with the reserve, the healthy reserve that we have, it's much better compared than trying to get the sales while decreasing your profitability or even pushing for negative margin sales. I think with the strong solvency and solvability and better management of cash flow and also liability, we will able to surpass this crisis. I think that's it for me.
Thank you, Pak Widodo, for joining us. And thank you, friends, for watching this episode of AIC Quick Talk. This is again your friend, Junep Ocampo. Stay safe and God bless you always.